We're just going to go through that real quick. And then afterwards, I'll just open it up for questions, questions on what we're talking about, and we can actually discuss anything that you have. We're still a relatively small group, so any questions about anything, we'll just open it up and hopefully I can help you out. So once again, I'm Nicole. I'm assuming most of you have found me through the Dream to Done community. Welcome and thank you for supporting me there. This has actually kind of been my journey from the beginning was to create a community, and I was kind of doing it on my website, but you guys can all hear me, right? Can you give me a wave? Sorry. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, so I've always wanted to have a community of people that I can collaborate with, where we can share ideas and when we can help each other on our journeys. I have a fair amount of experience in the online marketing world, as well as the tech world. So that's one of my passions. So I love helping you guys through these little technical hurdles. So today, what we're going to talk about is emails. Now, Michelle in the digital growth community has really been focusing on emails and adding to your campaigns and how to write emails that convert, especially using ChatGPT and tools like that. So we're not going to talk a whole lot about that specifically, but what we will talk about is deliverability. And so what this is the ability for your emails to show up in the inbox instead of those dreaded spam folders. Now, keep in mind, don't get overwhelmed. A lot of this stuff is considered advanced, but we're just going to take a quick look through it so you know what it is. So if, somewhere down the road, you're going, hey, wait a minute, Nicole talked about something like that. Let's go back to that and take a look. So it's just a basic introduction. So don't panic if it's feeling like it's over your head. Some of it's going to apply now, some of it will apply later. So we're just going to go through. So let's dive in then with that being said. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so you can see my lovely document. My videos out of the way. Okay, so unlocking the full potential of your email campaigns. So why does it matter? So again, it's critical for reaching your audience effectively. You want to go into that inbox and not that spam folder. I don't know about you guys, but I am not in a habit of checking my spam folders. So anything that goes there gets missed. So again, it directly impacts the success of your digital marketing campaign. I mean, if you're in the digital growth community, Michelle says over and over, email equals income, right? So we want to maximize the use of that email campaign. So it's essential for maintaining the sender reputation and audience engagement. So we're going to cover the fundamentals, understanding the basics of deliverability, identifying factors that affect email deliverability. And I'm going to stumble over that word a few times, I'm sure. So bear with me. Learning the best practices to enhance deliverability and exploring tools and techniques. So what is it? So it's the ability to deliver emails to recipients' inboxes. There is a distinction between deliverability and just delivery, and we'll talk about that in a second. And again, the importance of avoiding spam and junk folders. If it's in those folders, we're not reading it. How do you measure it? Open rate. So the open rate is the percentage of emails that are opened by the recipients. Most of us in the legacy program are using system.io, and that is great for looking at stats, and you can see how many people have opened and how many people have clicked on your emails. Bounce rate is the percentage of emails that couldn't be delivered. Sometimes people put in invalid email addresses. We can't do anything really to control that, but what we do want to do is go through our lists periodically to clean it up. So if there is bounced emails, we're not continuing to send to those emails. And then spam complaints. So that's the rate of which emails are marked as spam. So if somebody does receive an email from you and they mark it as spam, that will get reported to your provider. Now, with the kind of marketing that we are being trained to do with the Legacy Builder program being more organic content based, if somebody opts into your website, they're not going to report your email as spam. But if you're buying email lists, and we'll talk about that a little bit more later as well, they are not necessarily opting in. So they very well could be marking your emails as spam. Now, the difference between deliverability and delivery rate only indicates successful transmission to a server. So just because it went to the server doesn't mean it went to your recipient's email. Deliverability, however, focuses on that inbox placement. So it takes it from the email provider and puts it directly into the inbox. And again, guys, don't feel overwhelmed if some of this is like, what? Just make note and address it for next time. So a lot of this, like I said, a lot of this stuff will resonate right now, and a lot of it you'll think of later and you go, oh, wait a minute. Okay, so the impact of high deliverability. So obviously, if you have high deliverability, your message is going to reach your audience, which in turn is going to increase engagement and your conversion rates. And it's going to build and maintain a strong sender reputation. So in the internet world with the internet gods, the email providers and internet providers are keeping score. They're keeping track of what you're sending. They're seeing that. And then they're deciding if they're going to deliver it for you or if they're going to mark you as malicious. Some of the key factors that impact deliverability: sender reputation. So again, they're keeping score. They're watching what you're sending and what you're doing. The quality of your email content. If your email content is a good quality, people are going to open it. They're going to read it. They're going to click on your links. So you do want to concentrate on the quality of your content, just like your social media content. You're concentrating on quality. Recipient engagement. Again, if you're sending out quality content, your recipients are going to read and click on your links. The health of your email list. This is something we will cover in future trainings, but again, I mentioned going through your email list periodically and cleaning that up, taking away anybody that's unsubscribed or anybody that has any of the bounced emails, all of that kind of stuff. And then spam trigger words. So yes, there are some words that will trigger some spam filters. So some of those suggestions, of course, they're not going to tell us all the words that it actually does because they want to stop people that are spamming. But there are some obvious ones that we'll talk about. So why is your reputation important? It's a score assigned to an email sender based on the quality of their email sender.
Down there.
It's determined by various factors, including the rate of emails marked as spam, the volume of emails sent, bounce rates, and engagement rates, like your open and click-through rates. A good sender reputation is crucial for high email deliverability. Email service providers use this reputation to decide whether an email should be delivered to the inbox, sent to the spam folder, or blocked entirely. A strong reputation increases the likelihood of emails reaching the recipient's inbox, while a poor reputation can lead to emails being filtered as spam or rejected. So there are a lot of factors that affect the sender reputation. So obviously spam complaints. The more often you're getting complaints, the lower your score is going to be. Your bounce rate. So that indicates poor list management. So that just means you're just not going in and cleaning up your list. Engagement rates. So if you're getting low open and click rates, it's showing your recipients are uninterested, which harms your reputation. Email volume. This is one I'm seeing relatively frequently in the digital growth community. So sudden spikes or inconsistent sending can trigger spam filters. It can also lead to your system.io account being shut down if you are, say, purchasing emails, doing things like that. You really want to be careful with that kind of thing. The quality of your list. So poorly curated lists lead to bounces and spam complaints. Again, your content. Misleading or poor quality content will increase your spam complaints. If you're making false promises, you're more likely to be marked as spam. Again, we're looking at here, the bottom part, we're looking at a little more advanced stuff, so don't fret about it, but see, I can't even say the word. Authentication protocols. Lack of proper email authentication protocols. System.io does use DMARC protocols. I'm sure a lot of you have seen those emails and you're going, what are these? Don't worry about them. It's an inside thing. They're safe to ignore them and delete them. And then unsubscription management. So again, not promptly honoring unsubscribe requests can lead to spam complaints. Again, cleaning up that email list. Yeah. How do you maintain that good sender reputation? Essentially the opposite of what we just talked about. So you're using consent-based email lists. Only send emails to users that have opted in. So if you are purchasing an email list, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, we're going to talk about that in future trainings, but if you are purchasing an email list, you don't want to put them straight into your email campaign. You might want to send them a separate email to say, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm about. This is my business. Here's my website to check it out further. So they put their email in themselves. That's what's going to keep your reputation higher. Clean your email list regularly. Implement authentication. Monitor your engagement. Keep track of that open and click-through rates. Avoid your spam triggers. So watch that language. Honor the unsubscribed requests. Send valuable content. Keep that content engaging. Maintain consistent email volumes. So avoid sudden spikes in sending frequencies. Now, in the digital growth community, we are with a webinar being announced. Sometimes it feels like we're all of a sudden sending quite a few emails, but that's not quite enough. But say you started sending 5 every day. It's going to go, what are you doing here? That might ruin your reputation, hurt your reputation. There are tools out there to check your sender reputation. Again, don't worry too much about this at this point. This is something to keep in mind for future when your email list gets quite large. And if you're getting spam complaints, find out why. Address it, check it out, see what's going on. Yeah, all of my videos are in the wrong spots. Okay, and again, back to crafting quality email content. So if it's high quality, it's less likely to trigger those spam filters. Well-crafted, informative, and relevant emails are recognized by email algorithms as valuable, reducing the risk of being marked as spam. Poorly written, keyword stuffed, or irrelevant content is way more likely to be flagged. Relevant and engaging content captures the recipient's interest, which leads to higher open and click-through rates, which positively impacts sender reputation. Well-structured emails with clear headings, concise paragraphs, and a logical flow enhance readability and user engagement. I mean, think of the reader as yourself. Are you going to read that email if it lands in your inbox? Avoid overuse of sales-oriented language or aggressive marketing tones. Buy now, limited offer. Aggressive marketing tones like that can be off-putting to recipients and are often associated with spam. This language triggers spam filters and lead to lower engagement rates. A more balanced and informative approach is generally more effective. I don't know how many of you have seen those late night infomercials, right? Like they're loaded with those aggressive keywords. But wait, there's more. You want to maximize your recipient's engagement. High engagement signals to the email service provider that content is valued, improving deliverability. Low interaction can lead to emails being marked as spam. So again, the more that people click on the links in your email, Or even if they reply to your email, even if it's a complaint, reply back. Thank you for your feedback. Just anything, just reply back, because the more back and forth that your email is getting, the higher your reputation is going to be. You want to use engaging subject lines for better open rates and compelling CTAs for higher click-throughs. Test and optimize your email components regularly. So using system.io, every time you create or make a change to an email, you can send a test email and see where it lands. If it lands in your spam filter, chances are it's going to land, or in your spam folder, chances are it's going to land in theirs. So do an adjustment, maybe try an adjustment to your subject line and then test it again. So a lot of this is trial and error to see what will go through your filters. Also, segmenting and personalizing emails can help your engagement. Again, this is something a little more advanced, but something to keep in mind, because all of you are going to have huge email lists moving forward, right? So eventually, when we get there, segmenting your email list will help the open rates. So for example, if you were like an animal shelter, you might want to segment your list into people that are interested in dogs and people that are interested in cats. So then if you send out an email about dogs, the dog people will read it. The cat people don't even know it exists. Whereas if you sent that dog email out to the dog and cat people, half of your readers aren't gonna interact with that email. So segmenting your list can really help with those rates. So again, maintain and clean your email list. We will go through this again a little bit more. Michelle talks about it as well. But when you go through your email list, you can sort by unsubscribed, you can sort by bounced, and you can get rid of those. So depending on how big your list is, I go through mine every couple of weeks just to get rid of those and raise, because that will also raise the percentages of your open rates. Regularly clean. And the quality of your email list directly affects your campaign's performance. High quality list with engaged and interested subscribers leads to better open rates and overall deliverability, enhancing the success of your email marketing efforts. Here are some of those spam trigger words. So triggering spam filters with words or phrases, spam filters scan for and flag emails with words that are often used in spam, like aggressive sales terms, leading to potential junk folder placement. Common spam words to avoid: buy now, free, exclusive deal. Financial terms such as make money or save big can reduce spam flagging. Now, just also keep in mind, one of these words may not trigger the spam filter. So if you're using it once, it might not trigger. If you're using all of them, chances are it will. So there is, again, no rhyme or reason. This is just a general rule of thumb. So here's another list: free, guarantee, no risk, no obligation, limited time, exclusive deal, winner, amazing, discount, earn money, increase sales, increase traffic. So all of those could potentially trigger a spam filter. Now there are list cleaning tools out there at this point. Even in my journey, I don't know, maybe there are some of you that are using tools already, but for where I'm at, and I believe where most of you are at, the System.io really does offer enough to be able to clean that up. But when we do get to be millionaires, like we all are, there are tools out there that can help you manage this. So common issues: high bounces, low engagement. So you can analyze your campaign data, you can improve your content, and you can clean up your email list to ensure the best email practices. Implement those protocols for better deliverability. So it's something to look into. If you're seeing low opens, low clicks, it's something to watch for. Make sure you're handling those spam complaints if you're getting them. And then maybe you need to target inactive subscribers with personalized, valuable content to help reignite their interest. This is again segmenting your list to identify the inactives. And again, something to address a little bit further down the road, but to keep in mind. But it is crucial for the success of your digital marketing campaign. Factors like sender reputation, email content quality, and recipient engagement significantly impact deliverability. And avoid those spam trigger words. Authenticate your emails. Use high quality personalized emails. Regularly clean your email list. And adopt engagement tactics to improve open and click-through rates. We've all heard about the call to actions in your social media videos. It's not any different than creating an email. Creating an email has the same principles as creating a piece of social media content. You still want your hook, you still want your call to action. And then I've just included a couple of blogs, books, and stuff at the end of the document if you want to take a look at those. As well as some tools if you decide you need more than System.io. And that's all there is to it, right? Easy peasy, simple stuff, right? I didn't lose anybody at all. All right. So let's stop sharing here. I don't see anybody actually napping, so that's a good thing. Do we have any questions to start out with? Anybody want to open up and
Hi. Thank you
hi,
so
how
much
are
for
you?
this. Yes. I have one question. I don't know if it's related to the topic, but you talk about personalize the emails.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to do that. I never really
Okay.
like
Are
I think
you
I
are
probably have.
so you're part of the digital growth community, the legacy program? Okay.
Yes.
So there is a lot of training, especially, are you doing this 90-day run with Michelle?
Yeah.
Okay, so she is specifically going through training on how to personalize your emails. I think around day 12, day 13, she really starts to get into that. So start revisit those training videos, and it will go through uh, how to edit and personalize your emails. Now, one word of warning is not necessarily warning, just something to be aware of, is these email campaigns that Michelle provides have been tested and proven to work. So what I would recommend is making a small change here. Like you want to still change it to your tone. But when you're looking at emails going to spam, just make a small change and then test it and see how it does. And then make another small change and test it and see how it does. Don't change them all at once because then you don't know which change worked.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Also, with the newsletters,
Mhm.
I was once watching on YouTube, they talk about you can actually put the person's name, like personalize it. Yeah.
Yeah. So System.io has, oh no, I forgot to record.
Oh. It's so good.
Oh, well.
I remembered to live stream it. I forgot to record. Okay. So let me, yeah, I'll probably just do the presentation and then put that in the community. Okay, so for newsletters, for personalizing, let me pull up my System.io here.
Nicole, go ahead and hit record now. That way you can put it in as Q&A.
Yeah, I
Like
can
do
do
two
that. Here.
separate things. That way you can do this presentation, then put this in as
There we
Q&A.
go. Yeah, we
Just a
can
thought.
piece it together. Sounds good. Okay. And I have a short attached. There I am. So I'm gonna go back to my System.io and log in. Just going to go into my Sorry, my computer gets bogged down with my Zooms. So, do I have emails in here? I do. Okay, so let's share my screen again. Okay, so we're all familiar with the Legacy Builders emails. So this is just the campaign, and it's editing the campaign is the same as editing your newsletters. So just click on any of your emails or your newsletters. And here is the body of your email. Now, if we look on the right-hand side here, we have available personalization substitutes. So if you click on that, this is what you want to put in. So if you want to include the email, you need to put it in this format. Or if you want the first name, you need to put it in this format. So let's say we want to do it like this. And then we just paste it here. So just like that. Now this is only going to work if we've collected their first name, which with the funnel the way it is, we do not collect their first name. So this personalization will not work because System.io doesn't know what their first name is, right? So that is something you would have to add to your capture page and funnel if you wanted to do something like that. Which isn't impossible. It's maybe something that we're gonna maybe do a training on. I get my handy dandy notebook. And make
Thank
a
you,
note of that.
Nicole. Thank you.
Name. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you. Appreciate
You're
it.
welcome. I see Jody has a question.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hello.
All right. Yeah, that was actually going to be my question because I used to use Aweber and I'm new to System.io as far as using emails and creating funnels. I do
Okay.
have funnels in there, but I didn't create them in there. So that was going to be my question. Can we add like a first name field above the email? And now that I know we can, if we do that, and we add those people, people come in with their first name, but
Mhm.
now I don't have very many. I just started a couple weeks ago, so I probably only have 4 real people in there,
You will.
but I won't know those 4 people's names.
Okay.
So how does that work then if you add that name the name field after the fact?
I believe you can, and I just never have gone in here, but let me just, I believe you can edit the contact itself.
Okay.
And yeah, you can add, like, you can edit the contact itself and add the information in there.
Okay. And then the other question I had with System.io, if someone unsubscribes, does
Mhm.
System.io automatically stop sending them emails?
No.
Okay,
It
so I have
does,
to-
yes. My apologies. Yes, it
Okay.
does automatically stop sending them emails,
All right,
but it
good.
does not remove them from your list.
All right, perfect.
And I don't get why they do that. I don't know.
Aweber didn't remove them either. I had to manually delete them.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, it will stop sending the emails, but not delete them. So
Okay.
yeah, you do want to periodically go through and do
All
that
right,
edit.
great. Thank you.
You're welcome. We have a quiet group today. Any questions about anything? Oh yeah, thank you, Robert. My live stream is recorded. Yay!
Okay, maybe can we talk about advertising the webinar that's tomorrow?
Yeah.
I did do a video. I haven't sent out a newsletter yet. I'm just not that on top of it yet. I was trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do.
Okay.
So I haven't sent out a newsletter. So I know she said to get them to still have them, comment yes or whatever. So we get them in our email system. But then what do we send them? I was a little bit confused about what we actually send them once they get in our system for the webinar portion.
Okay, so you've seen Michelle has the email templates for the newsletters, right?
Yeah.
So when you're doing your content, you always, 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 always want to give them your website so you get that email address. That is email equals currency. I don't know how many times
Okay.
we've heard it, but email equals currency. So we want to get that email. Now, when you look at the webinar templates, she has one set up for like 2 days before, one the day before, one a few hours before, and one that's scheduled to go out right now. So let's say somebody puts their email in today. They're probably not going to get a newsletter from you until maybe tomorrow morning when you send out that newsletter, but they will get that newsletter. So that's
Mhm.
when they get their information.
Okay.
And then they'll also get the newsletter that says we're live now. So they're also going to get those too. So what I do is just make a note in my content saying, yeah, we've got a webinar. Here, go to my website, enter your email, watch for your email invitation. You will get an email invitation from me with that link.
Okay. All right. All right. And then, you know what? I didn't actually see the email templates. I wasn't in there for very long, but I was looking in there. Maybe I just didn't get far enough where I saw the actual email templates.
Yeah, so when you go into the digital growth community, and do I have that window open anywhere? Yeah, share my screen again.
I'm sorry if this is remedial and everybody else is
No, that's what
further
we're here
along.
for. That's the beautiful, beautiful part of a smaller group, right?
Yeah, truly. Yeah.
Okay, so what am I looking for? Oh, yes, webinars. So we go to the classroom to the
Okay.
webinar section.
Yeah.
And then it has all the dates of the webinars. So if we look
Yeah.
at this webinar here, as the 11th, so that must have been when she
Oh,
posted
I
it.
see. Okay.
But there are,
Got it. Okay.
and you don't want to edit the email. So when you click on it, it's going to open a Google document. You
Okay.
don't want to edit this email. You
Yeah.
want to copy it and paste it into your
Yeah.
newsletters and then edit it.
Got it. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I
Okay.
just must not have been paying attention to that.
There's a lot to absorb, especially
Yeah.
when you're just getting started. And that's why I'm
There
kind of
is.
like, okay, do we talk about deliverability right now? I don't know, but I know you guys are everybody's very smart people, so you guys know what what you can handle and not. But yeah, it's all information that you will need, and it's nice to have
Mhm.
in the back of your mind to think about.
Yeah, since we are having this seminar, especially focusing on email campaigning,
Mhm.
newsletter, maybe next time when you have time, we can spend time for each other. The sense,
We can
take
do
my
whatever you want
dashboard.
right now, George. Do you
Yeah.
want do you want to talk about something else right now?
No. I just want to go into my dashboard and then see where these dynamics are taking place, because I see them in the system I mentioned
Okay.
as campaign and newsletter. And 13 emails have been already given to us as email, what you call campaigns.
Yes.
But it is being sent through the interface called System.io,
Correct.
and it is reflected somewhere. So I have been testing by giving some of the my own extra Gmail addresses and seeing whether they come back to me.
Okay.
And they have not been coming. That is why I am just stuck. Where is the whole communication taking place between the DGC sent emails and my preferred audience?
Okay, so we need to make sure that your emails are being sent first off. So do we want
Yeah,
to take, we can take a look
correct.
at that right now if you like, if you want to share your screen.
Right. Okay. Yes, we can. Mm.
In the training, Nicole, just a little FYI, they
Mhm.
don't tell you to activate your emails. I had
Yeah.
this when I started
It was an
that
update
needs
that
to be like a
System,
little,
it's an update that System.io did, so the training
Yeah.
videos haven't caught up to that yet. So it is
yeah.
something that needs to be done, and I'm pretty sure Michelle has it on her radar. I just don't know what her
That poor girl,
timeline
her radar has got to be so full with
is.
all the changes.
Exactly,
With
and every
all
time
the
we turn
crazy,
around, every time we turn
I
around, it's
know.
like, hey, did you see the new change from System.io?
Well, and Michelle and her incredible vision, it's just like she's got to be running 97 miles an hour.
Oh, I know. Oh dear. How you doing there, George? Did you find the share
Yeah.
screen?
Yeah. No, I am in still IO at 201. Let me see. I think I have forgotten my password. We'll look for another occasion because I am there, but I am unable to open my login.
It's giving you an error.
Yeah.
Okay, make
Otherwise
sure
I
you
can
don't have
look
any
for-
capital letters in your email.
No, email is correct because that is my username, but
Okay.
password, I think I have missed it.
Okay, because it will give you an error if your email has any capital letters in it.
Yeah, let me see. I keep talking to someone else. I will go through forgot password and then get into it. Thank you.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
How are we doing? Anybody else have questions or concerns? Do you want to check out your websites? You want to do? I am an approved and vetted tech in the digital growth community, so I do have a lot of experience with setups and the website itself. So. Hello, John.
Hi there. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hi.
Yeah. GoDaddy and Microsoft, the email that they send out, the professional email,
Mhm.
that I've been having problems with it, and I'm wondering, could I switch it to a Gmail account or not?
No, because, and this actually goes back to the deliverability that we were talking about.
Right.
System.io and other platforms like that, in order to improve deliverability, they do require you have a professional email. And the reason behind that is it's so easy for the scammers out there. If their email address gets shut down, they just get a new Gmail and off they go again. So
Right.
by forcing people to get the paid email, that kind of slows that down.
Right. Thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Uh,
And it does look better. Like it when you have an email that if your customers are getting an email from you that says from your website instead of from Gmail, it just kind of looks a little bit more professional. It's like, oh, this guy's the real deal. He's right.
Yeah, good. A couple of weeks ago, Nicole, you talked about sort of crafting your emails, perhaps with a brand design out of CapCut, I would think, is it, or somewhere?
If you're wanting to, so what we talked about last week was the document for the blueprint.
Yeah,
So that's the one that we have the templates in the community there, and you can
good
edit
work.
it yourself to have your brand colors if you want, your links.
Yeah.
Or if you want me to do it for you, there is a fee, but I can do that for you and attach it to your email if you wanted to do that as well.
Yeah, sure. So how do I make contact with you? Just through the open forum, is it?
Yeah, you can send me a direct message in the community.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you just click on my name, you can click on chat and I can help you through there, or just create a post. If you just create a post and I don't happen to be around, a lot of other people in the community can help you as well.
All right. Thank you for that. Excellent.
Nicole,
How
I
about
do
you?
have a question for you really quick.
Yeah.
Are you done? I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
just invaded. I apologize. I am creating my own community as well. And it says in the instructions to do another domain. Do we really need to do that, or can we use the one that we already have? Little tech girl.
I mean, that's your call. It depends on how you want to market it, how you want to, if you're marketing it separate or if you're marketing together, how you're sending people to your community. Like there's so many different directions and things to go. Like how are you planning on marketing your community?
Well, it's going to be about budgeting and how to give every dollar a job and to be able to teach people how to market. Because when they're making all this money through Legacy, they're going to need to know how to do that. And so that's how I want to bring them together. But I'm just getting to that point, and I was like, do I really need to do this? I mean, I will. I just didn't know if that was just for people, because she's inviting everybody and their dog to do this, which she should. But I didn't know if that was. Do you see what I'm saying? Do I need to do another one, or do I need to? Is it okay to use the one I have?
It's okay. Like, I mean, you can do whatever you want. It's your business. But again, it's how are you going to market it? If you're marketing the two separately, then you're going to want to have two separate websites. Again, a second website will help you shift your audiences if you needed to keep them separate. But if you're sending the same information to every member, then you don't necessarily, like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Kind of going back to the cats and dogs thing. I mean, if I had, let's see, that might not work.
Did you do a separate one for your community?
No.
Okay.
No, I did not, because I'm marketing it as, I'm marketing it differently. So I don't really need to say, go to my website per se.
Okay. I think I understand.
Because
Yeah.
in
Go ahead.
order to get them to your community, you need to give them your community link.
Right.
But if you give them your community link without having a funnel or a capture page, you're missing out on that email. So you do want to send them to a capture page or a funnel to make sure you get that email. And that capture page needs to be attached to some sort of web address, which you could do like yourdomain.com/community if you wanted to.
Okay, I think I messed it up. Me and this girl has been my tech girl for like, I try and do it and then I say, Nicole, fix it.
I mean, there's so many different ways of doing it that no way is really wrong. It's just how you're doing it.
I did what the instructions said, but I don't think I did it right. The more we talk, I think I screwed it up. But I'll check it out. You may be getting a little message going, okay, fix it.
Okay, show us yeah, send me some screenshots of exactly what you're trying to do if you need some help, and maybe we can take a look through that. Just, yeah, take a look,
Okay.
kind of consider what I've said, and then sort of think it through that way and see if that helps.
Okay.
Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
it does. It
Okay.
gives a little bit of clarity what I'm doing, but I need to see what I actually did compared to what I figuring
me,
out, because I don't think it's the same.
It sounds like you're doing what I did when I first started, and that's overthinking everything.
That is my world. That is my world.
I very much did a lot of that. So don't feel bad. We're excited. There's so much information. It's so easy to overthink stuff. So just sort of take a step back and kind of like, okay, how do I want this to flow and interact?
Okay. Okay, I can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, when your mom at 2 years old says, I'm sick of the whys because I have to know everything, that
Right.
was me my whole life. Anyway, all right. Thank you. Thank you.
No
I really have
problem.
to go to a meeting before I'm late.
All
Okay.
right, sounds good. Jody,
See
you
you,
have
bye.
another question?
Hi, okay, so I haven't really looked at the whole community thing. I was gonna go to the meeting tonight to
Okay.
listen to Michelle. So I only know enough to be super dangerous.
I know
So
that feeling.
Ooh, it's just kind of right now.
Yeah.
So could we do this where we have I don't even have a school, a school account yet, but, my own account. But could we just collect people's emails with our legacy builder funnel, and then in the email campaign say, if you want access, here's the link if you want to join our community.
Yeah, so absolutely you can, but keep in mind what your community is about, and how it relates. Because if you think about, you want somebody to join your community, and you're telling them, okay, I have this great community about cats and dogs. I'm an animal lover, can you
Yeah.
tell? I have this great community about cats and dogs, and then you're sending them to a website about this online business. It's going to create a disconnect.
Okay, yeah,
They're
right,
going to look at it and go, what? Is this even
Yeah.
the right person? Did I get the right
Yeah.
site? So you're going
Right.
to create some confusion there.
Mhm.
So you have to be either very clear in your call to action and say,
Mhm.
you know what, yeah, it might look different, but yeah, just enter your email there. And then you'll see a button to join my community. Yeah, you can do that if you're clear about things.
Okay,
But if they are very different, I would say you want two different funnels.
all right. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. All right, George, how we doing? Did you get it? Did you get your... Ooh, I see a screen coming. And you're muted, my friends.
Mute, okay.
There you are. Okay.
Okay. And then do you see my page?
Yes, I do. I have a lot of windows here. Oops. Let me get my videos out of the way. There you are. Okay. So if you don't mind, I'm just going to grab your mouse. If you can hit approve on that for me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've
There
done
we
it.
go. And I'm just going to take a quick look, see if there's anything. Okay, yeah, your emails are going out, so that's great. Tags are being sent. That's fantastic. So yes, your emails are being sent. So they need to make sure, I see a lot of a Gmail in there. Make sure they're checking that promotions folder as well as the spam folder. A lot of our emails go into the promotions folder.
How do we do that?
That's in there in a Gmail account.
Okay.
There will be a promotions folder. I think there's a social folder or something, and then there's also a spam folder. So make sure they're checking both the spam and the promotions. If they're unsure, have them do a search for your website.
Okay.
Like if you go into your own email, you can do a search for a specific name or email address, right? So if you
Okay.
have them, ask them to do that for your email and see if they can find it in their folders there.
Okay.
But yeah, it looks like everything's going out good. So that's great.
Well, okay. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Bye.
John, you have another question?
Yeah, it's a fairly general
Yeah.
question, I think. Were you a rookie just coming into the legacy program? Where would you focus your attention? What should I say? what activity would you suggest first? And
Post. Figure out
post,
your, yeah, post. The quicker you get eyes on content, the
yeah,
quicker people can get to your website and the quicker they can purchase. Post imperfectly. I can't talk
yeah,
today. Like,
yeah,
don't spend all your time sitting there and creating the perfect video. You know what? They don't exist. The
no,
perfect video is the one that's you. And the more you
yeah,
post and the more you get consistent, the more the social media platform is going to recognize you as serious. And the more
yeah,
your audience is going to recognize you as serious.
yeah. So learn how to post first and then post, obviously.
Yep, that's what I would do. And then use the training to
And then,
refine your strategies.
yeah, okay. But get the posting on the way.
Have you chosen, do you have a social media platform that you're going to be using?
Well, I'm practicing at the minute, TikTok. That's what I'm
Okay,
practicing.
fantastic.
But over here in the UK, I probably feel more comfortable in a way with YouTube, but I don't know how to do that yet. I've not explored how to do that, but I'll learn the skills. It's just the upskilling. Once the upskilling's there, the
Exactly, 100%.
the
So
GPT bit, the chat GPT, I find that quite. I'm very comfortable with that.
perfect. Yep. So you got
Yeah,
a head start there.
I'm practicing my story all the time as well, getting
Perfect.
used to talking to the camera, and so yeah, we'll get
And
there.
that's the hardest part. If you know how to post on YouTube, it doesn't, or on TikTok, it doesn't
Yeah,
take very long to figure out how to post on YouTube if you wanted to switch it up.
yeah, yeah, good.
The
And
hardest
then
part is creating the video.
right, well, then one of the next challenges will be to attach that video to an email, or things like that. But again, it's all you learn, don't you?
You do.
Yeah. So I'm enjoying the journey.
Good.
Yeah.
That was actually the video I did today was about how much I enjoy the journey more than the
Oh, really?
destination. I'm a big road trip person. I love
Yeah.
taking road trips because I love the drive. I
Good.
love seeing things go by. Like I love the journey. So
Yeah. You
yeah,
enjoy driving as well, do you?
I love it. Love it. I did
Excellent.
I drove about 10,000 kilometers. Was it last
Wow.
summer? The summer before last. I drove from Canada, Western Canada down to the southern Western US, down to California. I
Wow.
stayed there for a month and then I drove up the West Coast. Oh, I loved it. Loved it. And this I've joined the mastermind of Michelle and Mike's and they're holding a live event in March and I'm going to drive from Canada there. So it's going to take me about 30
Brilliant.
hours. And I'm
Great
so
stuff.
excited.
So it will be
Oh,
in Kansas.
I'm going to be in Kansas, you bet.
Good.
brilliant. Brilliant.
Yeah. That's part of my goal, part of my vision is going to be to just travel North America and hold live events.
Yeah, excellent.
So that's
And what do you do you fly or do you travel in a camper or whatever? You got a camper
not a
van or
flyer at all. I drive. I love to drive.
yeah, good stuff. So you can have your office in your camper van then. Yeah,
That's right. Yep. Yeah. I just need my laptop. That's all I need.
brilliant.
Sarah,
Brilliant.
Mike is Michelle's partner in the digital mastermind.
Yeah.
There's just a question in the chat there. Jody, you got another question?
Oh yeah, I have 3 questions, but they're
Yeah.
all quick, I think. So I want to know where John Hodges is from. You have a nice accent.
He is
Bless
from,
you.
if I remember correctly, let's test my memory here. About an hour north of London.
Oh,
Correct.
Am I right? Yay!
wonderful. I've been to London. It's beautiful.
Have you, Jody? Yeah.
Yes, yes, it was many years
Excellent.
ago, but yeah.
And
So
where are you, Jody? Where are you
I'm
placed?
in the US in Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah, so
Right.
I'm freezing right now. I have layers of sweatshirts and
Yeah,
probably
sure.
the same where you're at.
Yeah, yeah. It's fairly cold, yeah. I've been to a few places in America. I've been to Vegas and I've been to Orlando and
Oh,
I've been to Atlanta and Georgia
those
and
are wonderful.
Memphis.
Oh,
Yeah. But
Fun.
one of my sons married a girl in Memphis and we've been there a couple of times, to visit. And we've been to Elvis's house and things like that. I
Oh, that
like
would
America.
be something.
yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Graceland.
cool. All right, my other, I did see that Chantel said she had a question of, I do have another question, but I saw Chantel had a question about creating subdomains, which I thought was interesting too.
Subdomains are interesting because people have different perceptions of what a subdomain is and what a subdomain does. So, the biggest question is, what are you trying to accomplish? I don't know if
For me, I'm not sure about, of course, Chantel, but for me, I've heard about people creating subdomains so they just don't have to create another domain name and pay for that.
Okay,
So they
so
just, like my domain is something generic, Jody T Biz, so that I could put anything in there if I wanted to. So I was just not necessarily going to, but in case I ever wanted to, was like, well, maybe I could do a subdomain for, let's say, my community or whatever.
right. And I have a lot of what people consider subdomains. And I don't know if this is what you're considering too or not, but they're also known as slugs. So after your domain name, you have the backslash
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then something else.
yeah.
So yeah, like for my setups, I have earnwithnicole.com/setup.
Mm-hmm.
For my community, I have earnwithnicole.com/dream to done. So you can set those up and you can do all those. You can do all kinds of stuff in system.io with that stuff
Okay.
directly. So
So how do you set up a subdomain? Do you have to go back to GoDaddy and set that up?
nope, you do that through, if you're using it through System.io, you would do it straight in
Oh,
System.io.
okay.
Did you set up your own website with System.io?
A long time ago, yes.
Okay. I don't know if you vaguely remember, but when you set up the capture page, each page had a different slug. So there
Oh,
was
that, yeah, for,
the thank
yes.
you page and the video page,
Mm,
right? So
yes,
that's where you would change the name of your slug. So you would create
okay,
your funnel or whatever you're using to point to,
okay,
and that's where you would change that.
okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're
My
welcome.
other question was about the mastermind. When do you join the mastermind and is that the next step? Or do you just look at what the ecosystem, because I was just looking at the ecosystem before this meeting. I'm like, oh God. And it's like, well, do you just figure out which one of those four things that you need, or three other things that you need the most and select that one, if any, or what made you join the mastermind? I don't know. There's so
For
much.
me, it was I've been a part of this community for now two years, coming up
Okay.
on 2 years.
Yeah.
Like I was part of the legacy launch. Like I've been here for a long time. And for me, it was a leveling up thing. I was
Mhm.
ready to take that next step. I'm ready to go all in. This is my thing. And I want to do more than just market the legacy builder.
Yeah.
And the mastermind sort of takes you through a little bit more of that.
Mm-hmm.
But the legacy builder does too. So
Mm-hmm.
I I mean, as much as I'd love to say, you know what? Yeah, jump into the mastermind
Yeah, yeah.
and use me as an affiliate.
Mm-hmm. Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Don't forget to mention my name. As much as
Exactly.
I'd love to say that, if you haven't um I don't want to say if you haven't learned everything in the legacy, because I haven't.
Yeah.
There's so much to learn and absorb. And I told myself, like, if any of you suffer from that shiny objects syndrome, which is very much out there in the online space, If any of you suffer from that, tell yourself you can sign up and purchase another product as soon as you have completed everything in the legacy module. You'll never never go somewhere else again. So that's how I keep my focus, right?
Yeah,
And like,
yeah.
there's no need for me to go and purchase anything else because I have everything and more.
Yeah.
But I wanted a little more focus and a little more, I like the one-on-one. There's a little bit more one-on-one kind of stuff, but at the same time, there's a little less.
Okay.
Because you are a mastermind. So you know what? Figure it out. Like, here's your tools, figure it out. So it does do
Okay.
that, but that's why I joined the mastermind. It was time for me to take that next step. And then the rest of it, the digital growth community, or the monthly. Yeah, the digital growth monthly, I was part of from the beginning. So I've always had that. And then the community builder, to be honest, I still haven't joined that. I'm just winging it right now.
Right. Apparently you don't need to.
But I do intend to, because I know it's going to help me level up my game.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's, I mean, the easy answer.
I know. And it seems like she wants us to join the community builder and create a community. Seems like she wants everybody to do that.
Yes, because there is such power in community. There really is. I mean, I've only had this community for a couple of weeks, and I mean, look at all the great people that I'm finding, and I'm able to help you guys so much more than I can busting my butt. Like, I used to spend 16 hours a day chasing comments in the community, in the digital growth community, just answering questions and helping and doing what I can there. But it's a lot more random and a lot less personal. And so this is allowing me to create these better connections, which I'm loving.
Yeah.
And I can focus more on my tech, on the basic tech stuff, which hopefully next week, guys, I'm finally getting my my tech toolbox out. It's almost ready to launch. So
All right.
hopefully next week we'll have that ready for you guys. But yeah.
Thank you.
If I can say, Nicole, you're bringing excellent value to we as a group of people.
Oh, but thank you.
No, thank you. You know, I'm sure we're all appreciative of it, and
Oh, I'm gonna get all teary.
we're all at different stages of our individual journeys.
And we are, and we all have different strengths. There's and that's what I really want to focus on, is letting everybody share their strengths and learn from each other.
Yeah, I love it.
Nicole, can I ask a question about your community, the school community?
Yeah.
So you had told me that, you know, we can invite, you don't have to be in the digital growth community program. You don't have to have even purchased
Correct.
anything, but you could, and Nicole is not charging at this point, so it's a really good deal. So if you have maybe some leads, I really don't have any leads just yet, but if I had, I would definitely be telling them about Nicole's group, and they would be getting so much great information, and hopefully it would make them excited to sign on. But let me ask you, have you seen anybody outside of digital growth community? Has anybody signed on, or do you not know where they're coming from? And I'll tell you, I'm asking you that because I'm seriously thinking of doing a community, a school community, and it appears to me that it, you know, if you're searching for a certain community, like you said, you know, an animal lovers community, it's all there in school. But do they, I'm just saying, I mean, it's $100, but you could also charge, you know, $5 a month membership, and you know, you would be well.
You have to remember, it still all comes down to marketing. So it's great to have a community. Obviously, the benefits are huge. But how are you going to get people into your community? You still have to go and market. So you still have to create content. you still have to, like it, I do think there are some people, I'm not saying yours is the case, but I do think there are some people that are thinking, oh, I just get a community and people are just gonna fall into place.
Well, that's what I'm asking. So this was really good information. I
Yeah,
mean,
so you do still have to get people in, and in order to do that, you have to create value, which I'm trying to do. I'm working
course.
on. So you
Of
have to
course, yeah.
create value. You have to create, you have to be consistent. You have to show up for your community.
Right. Right.
So all of these things, like, I mean, I hope everybody succeeds, but I hate to say it, but you are going to see some of these communities that have sprouted up left, right, and center are just not going to make it because the members aren't just falling in like they imagined they would. Does that
And
kind
then,
of make sense?
like for me specifically, would it maybe make sense to start with a Facebook group? Because it's free.
Facebook groups do have the potential of being shut down. Um, like what community were you thinking of doing? Like what were you
So,
thinking of accomplishing in your community?
so, ironically, I just wrote it down. Let's see. Basically entrepreneurs, and you could be brick and mortar or digital. But I want a group of like-minded individuals who support each other, inspire each other, bring speakers in. Who was it? Jennifer was saying, like,
Mhm.
she's going to come in on the, hey, you made 100,000 this year, but you owe 30 to the government. And I know that as a realtor, I make good money when I make the money, but then it's it's like, yeah. So I love that she's seen that necessity. I think it's really important to talk about that. So that would be the kind of speaker would want to bring in, just everything. I
So
told you earlier, I'm thinking about doing like an online store, and I talked to a coffee roastery today. And guess what? You got to have like a sales license. Like, I didn't even think about it. And then an exemption because I'm in Georgia and they're in Georgia. So there's a lot of stuff to explore and help each other.
there definitely is.
So,
But one thing that you might want to think of
yeah.
is how are you different? So what you described to me is 90% of the communities that are already in school.
Mhm.
So what makes you different? So my community, Amy Nicole has a community. And there was one more that I just thought of, but I can't remember what it is now. But for
Don't
example,
you think they're more just for digital marketing and just for the legacy builder?
mine
And I
is
know,
mine's for marketing in general.
and
But my
tech,
focus is the
tech,
technical, the basic
right.
technical part of it.
And
That's
that's
where
huge.
I differ. Amy Nicole is the same thing. Her focus is on marketing in general, but her strength is
Mhm.
and focus is the social media aspect.
Mhm.
So that's what she focuses on. So I guess that's just one thing to think of. And really, if you are, I know I said I'm flying by the seat of my pants, but really, if you are thinking of creating a community, I do recommend going through Michelle's training. And like I said, I will still be doing it, but Michelle's going to give so many ideas and so many
Oh, of course,
um,
yeah.
bits of direction to do that. And just because you've joined her community doesn't mean you have to start your community right now. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I just feel I'm floundering, ironically I put a Valentine's TikTok, y- you know, in anticipation of Valentine's Day, and I got 1,500 views. I'm like, what the hell? Like, how did that happen? And then I was able to look at the insights, the analytics, and what people were Googling for. And one of them, like 11.1% were Googling job opportunities in California. So
All
I
right.
don't get that, but yeah. But I mean, I haven't had anybody, sign up for the lead funnel. I mean, not even buy the product, but I haven't, nobody well, one person, but I think that was a scam because he was in Scandinavia or like Sweden or something.
Oh, I have a lot
Um,
of customers from Scandinavia, from Sweden,
Yeah,
and a
no, I'm
lot from
not
Denmark.
discounting it, but yeah.
There's definitely a following in those countries. Uh, the impression I'm getting from you right now is you're not focused on any one thing yet. I think you're looking at the big picture before you have the little picture figured out. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know, and I've heard Michelle, really like say, "You're not following my sister." She can get hot under the collar sometimes. So,
See, that's what I was kind of trying to say without actually
I
saying it.
know you channeled her. I got it. Okay. All right. I'm just not having the best day, so maybe it's just good that I am sharing. I'm not giving up, but yeah, maybe I'll take a step back.
Keep getting that
Yeah.
content out. Keep getting that content consistent. That's your first. Get that content out, get it consistent, work on that, and then start redefining your message. Get your message defined.
Mm-hmm.
Figure out who you're talking to. That's not the whole world. And trust me, this is one area that I really struggled with, because I want to help everybody. I want to. I believe this system, this program can help everybody. But when I start talking to everybody, then you're not relating to anybody.
Mhm.
So they're looking at me like, oh, she's just another one of those, right?
Mm.
They don't have anything to relate to. So that's where I really had to focus. I really had to define my message and get that narrowed down. And that comes with practice.
Yeah, you're right.
It really does. As much as I'd love to wave a magic wand, it comes with practice.
Some of the people I watch on TikTok, it's a natural, like Michelle. And I know she was in MLM for many years,
Yep.
whatever, but it comes to her naturally. I mean, she says she's an introvert, whatever, but when she's ready, action, she's ready to go. She's got the
But
message, it's very clear.
we also don't know what she's done to prepare. We don't know what kind of practice she's put in. We don't know what kind of how
Mhm.
many years she has like maybe she's tried content before. We don't know all of the history behind it, right? Like I'm darn sure she didn't pick up her phone, start recording and have success. Like we know how hard she works just within this community. So we can only imagine how
Mhm.
hard she's worked prior to that.
Yeah.
So when we're looking at other people's successes, we have to remember that they started somewhere too. Like,
Yeah. Comparison, in some sense, will be helpful, but then if comparison makes us feel diffident, then better we look at reality of our own rather than the reality presented by the other.
it is difficult when you see people succeeding around you. It kind of can get,
Correct.
yeah, it can get discouraging, but you're not racing against anybody else.
That is true.
This is a
That's
journey for you. You're
correct.
not competing. We're not, it's not something where I have to sell more legacy programs than Jody does.
Correct.
There's nothing to say that. It's all our success.
Right. So I was just going through the different communities where I happen to come up, and I live in our dream to done at the level of 3. Okay.
Okay,
But
yeah.
of course, I seem to be at the level of 6 in a digital growth community where I joined in the month of September. So 5 months of journey has given me what is happening, and then I look at various members and interact with them, being liked by them. I don't think there is any way of showing dislike to me, but then liking is there, fantastic.
Right.
And then the second one I just joined in January, expert coach program. I seem to have come up to 5th level, which means my interaction there is quite good and substantial. So I'm just going through the various communities that are offered. Why I was interested in builders program is I have been also living almost 36 to 39 years in physical communities in India,
Okay.
literally living with 100 fellows, 200 fellows. Every day, each meal we sit together, eat, and do. But that was a celibate community, so it was not a family community. But
Okay.
here we have all kinds of people there. The basic difference I find is it is a spatial community. What I mean is the digital space is the forum for this community.
Okay.
Where I lived was physically you are facing, morning till evening, you are facing the person. So I'm trying to make sense whether that word community is literally fitting this virtual community.
I
And I,
see. Yeah, I think I see what you're saying. And I think that does come with it comes with engagement. The more you give, the more you get.
yeah,
Um, because if I didn't participate, I wouldn't know anybody. Like if I didn't read your comments or like even in the small community that I have now, if I didn't participate and interact, I would never get to know anybody in the community,
exactly. You
right?
can isolate. You can isolate yourself both in the physical community and in the virtual communities.
Exactly. Like, yeah, and the same, like you said, in the physical community, you can sit at a table and just sort of keep to yourself just as much as you can in a virtual community.
Yeah.
So,
And so for me, I think not jumping into Michelle's program is mainly let me clarify my within me first of all. What does this mean? As you rightly said, what is my relationship to this community? What is the value I want to offer?
mhm.
Now, after so many months of presence or years of presence, you have something to offer by jumping into a kind of dream to done community. And you have, wherever you have your skill sets, your experiences, you are confidently thinking, yes, it is going to be useful to my community. As
Yeah,
you
and
rightly
that's what I'm trying, and I get so
correct.
see when I talk about getting ahead of myself and getting overwhelmed and looking at the big picture, like yeah, I do that all the time. Like, oh my God, I want to share this, I want to share this, I want to share this, and oh,
Yeah.
this video, and like, oh, I need to add this, and I need to, I'm like, oh my God, like I want it all done yesterday, but yeah, there's
And so the point of Michelle also, you said what goes behind our background of
yeah.
the personality, we don't know.
We don't know. And
We
and
don't know.
and, and it's quite frankly, it's none of our business.
And we don't need to. We don't need to know.
Exactly. Like we
Don't
know
need.
that she's having success and we know that she's generously sharing her skills
Yeah.
with us.
That's all what
Um,
we need to learn from her and then make sense out of this for yourself.
exactly, right? And it's going to resonate with individuals differently. It's not a
Right.
cookie cutter thing, but it is at the same time. It's like that saying, I don't know how many of you play poker, but poker is a game that takes minutes to learn, but a lifetime to master.
Hmm.
And this is kind of a similar idea. Like, yeah, it's the principles are simple and they're the same for everybody. However, mastering them is different for everybody. Like this is why nobody has a concise training for a TikTok video to go viral.
Oh,
Nobody can tell you. You'll have tons of experts that will say, oh yeah, I can tell you, here's the 10 best hooks to use. Here's this is how to go viral. There's thousands, hundreds of thousands of experts out there that will tell you they know how to do it.
yeah.
But the truth is there is no way to do it. The
Correct.
way to do it is different for you. It's different for me. It's different for Jody because their audience is different.
Correct.
So
And
what works for me
yeah,
might not work for John.
right.
What works for Jody might not work for you.
Yeah.
So it's, but the general principles are you still need a hook. You still need a call to action. You still need to offer quality content.
Those are the parameters which we have to consistently follow.
Exactly. And learning how to
Those
connect with your audience.
correct.
Sharing pain,
Having all kinds of chats here. I love it.
sharing pain as well, by the sounds of it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, is there any other questions, any comments, any?
Can I just pick up with something on that Sarah mentioned?
Yeah, of course.
Sarah, you mentioned real estate. Are you in real estate, or is that your background?
Yeah, I retired in 2018 and got my real estate license. I've had some good years, but it's very quiet right now.
Yeah. Would you would that be something that would be of interest to you, to create a community of real estate uh, small businesses?
No, this is so different from selling real estate. Um, you want people to think of you. On my social media, all my neighbors know me as a realtor. So it would be strange if I was selling digital marketing. I don't know. I will think about it for sure. I appreciate the input.
Is that something that you're interested in? Like, did you pursue realty because you were interested in it, or
Oh, I
because it
love
was
it.
an easy step to take?
Oh God, there's nothing easy about
No,
it.
sorry, I phrased that wrong, but
No, I did it because I was able to retire and finally do like a commission-based business. And I love it very, very much, but there's some things that you can't control, like interest rates doubling and things like that. So
absolutely.
it will always be there, but I don't think I can mix these two worlds.
Why not? Why couldn't you have like I don't know much about the real estate world. I know how to buy and sell, but not about the real estate world overall. But you could have a community of realtors that I don't know, maybe talks about the ups and downs and interest rates and stuff like that, whatever would help a real estate career. But then you could also tie it into the legacy program and say, yeah, and when the market is soft or when it's hard,
Mhm.
you still have this to back it up. And you're also using this to improve your marketing skills for realty.
Yeah, that I agree with you for sure. I personally have learned so much just by watching, every single video that Michelle has on the program. Um, I, d- I don't know. I don't know. It's a line I don't want to cross necessarily.
And
It's almost
that's
like a persona. Like I have my businesswoman real estate persona, and then I have the side hustle, retired woman just trying to, pay some bills kind of thing. So, you know,
okay. So to me, that sounds like you don't value your position you don't value this legacy as a business the same way you value your real estate as a business.
it's so different. They're so different.
Of course they are. And I don't mean either of
So,
that negatively. I'm not trying to say anything negatively, but you're treating them differently,
mhm, yeah, I agree.
which is
I agree.
fine. I mean, it's all a matter of how you want to, what you want to do with it.
Yeah,
It,
yeah.
it what brought me to the question was that Michelle, a few weeks ago, when I was listening to one of her presentation, she was talking about, she was live on TikTok, one of the first times live on TikTok, and she got engaged in some sort of conversation with a real estate chappie, and
Mhm.
she she answered a few questions, and I think he asked her for some coaching to help his business. But
Yeah.
the algorithms hooked onto it, and suddenly she's got all of these real estate people coming into her space asking her about things, and all interesting. I have a part-time job on a Saturday, where I show people around properties, you know, for a real estate agent here in
Awesome.
England.
Yeah.
And I'm engaged in some interesting conversations, both with sort of, what should I say, investors, as
Mhm.
well as people looking to buy the properties themselves. And I have had a couple of conversations with first-time buyers, and they're looking at quite big mortgage payments.
Absolutely.
And I'm saying to them, well, just have a look at this. You know, this might be the vehicle that pays all of your mortgage payments for you. If you look at it like that, this will buy your house for you. If you look at it and make a go of it, you know. So there's all sorts of connections I think we can make with things if
Mm.
we have the vision to see that. Fair comment.
Absolutely. No, I appreciate it. Absolutely appreciate it. Like I said,
Yeah.
I was kind of having a yucky day, so I'm feeling much better. And so appreciate this community, Nicole. You did a
Excellent.
good deed. Yeah.
Good.
Look, on the widest sense of it, we all love each other. We care for each other,
Yeah.
and we're here to help each other. And that's what shines through yourself, Nicole. You do that, and thank you. You know,
Well, thank you.
bless you.
All right. Well, I think I don't see anybody else with their hand up or any other questions in the chat. So I think we will take this opportunity to wrap up for today. I haven't quite decided yet. I believe though my next week we're going to do a little bit about bulk content creation with Canva and ChatGPT. So especially if you're looking at faceless videos, just creating content in a hurry, that kind of stuff. So we'll get to see a little bit more about Canva, a little bit more about ChatGPT, and possibly some scheduling. Yeah, we'll probably just do that for now. But yeah, I will announce that in the community as soon as I get that put together, probably Wednesday or Thursday. And other than that, let's keep this community rocking. Post your questions, post your wins, all of that kind of stuff. I'm here to answer questions for anything that you need, and can't wait to see you guys next time. We'll talk to you soon.
Blessings, everyone.